Hi, I'm Alex, and if you don't know me, I preserve artifacts that tell stories. My goal is to tease these stories out of relics from our region to learn about the minds, hearts, and hands that forged our past. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Orange County's dairy farming history and the glass milk bottles that were used.
Recently, I held an open house for those curious about dairy history and my collection of milk bottles. Many came because they were familiar with my work on Facebook and other social media outlets, and were eager to see firsthand what my collection held. Some had relatives who once owned dairy farms or worked on dairies as delivery drivers, often bringing bottled milk to front doorsteps. I received my first milk bottle from my mentor 12 years ago, but I've come to the understanding that being a collector is not necessarily a positive thing. It can either speak to you in a way that challenges one to better understand the history, while also acquiring a sensitivity for the hearts and hands that fashion these items. It can also poison your understanding and possibly lead to envy or selfish hoarding. I believe my passion and understanding is leading me to seek out a place where these items can be accessible to the public and where they can clearly tell their stories, allowing us to experience and appreciate the enormous efforts by those who preceded us. My collection, which currently houses more than 800 Orange County milk bottles, tells an interesting story, one that includes how the introduction of steel rails, wooden ties, and steam engines made it possible for fresh, pure milk to be transported to New York City from Chester in 1842. That was the first time that fragile milk would be transported by a railroad in the nation. This effort was also exceptionally vital since thousands were being poisoned and dying from the effects of vile swill milk, a substance harvested from disease-riddled cows held captive in the dirty breweries of New York City. Orange County was one of the pioneering locations in transporting milk, which would lead to its dominant role it played in advertising this product. Pure Orange County milk became the gold standard of freshness that held the high ground for excellence. Several artifacts from the Orange County Milk Bottle Museum will be featured in a new article coming out in the summer 2024 edition of the New York Archives magazine, one of my personal favorite publications on New York State history that combines writings from experienced historians with fantastic images that can be appreciated by any audience. This summer's article, titled A Bottled Revolution, will examine some of the nation's earliest glass milk bottles, most of which have ties to New York State as well as Orange County. These include the Tuthill milk jar from the Orange County municipality of Unionville, a pontold milk bottle dating between the 1860s to the 1870s and considered to be one of the earliest of its kind in the United States. A Lester milk jar from George Henry Lester of Brooklyn, considered to be the nation's first patented glass vessel designed to hold milk. And the experimental milk bottles from Alex Campbell, a Brooklyn milkman whose claim on the nation's first glass milk bottle is still upheld by several historians today. In addition to these glass relics collected by myself and other esteemed historians, I am thankful to the regional historical societies for offering their help in research for this article, including the Monroe Historical Society, whose wealth of newspaper articles from over 100 years ago has helped to tie together the stories of early dairy farmers in this region. From a height of 4,016 farms in 1881, including dairy farms, only 32 of their kind remained as of 2019, with more picturesque barns and tranquil scenery being commercially developed each year across Orange County. It is often through the glass milk bottles that this important industry can be remembered.